You clicked to see which 9 Florida cities people are walking away from. You're in the right spot. In 2025, the Paradise Tax got real. Housing spikes, clogged commutes, and hurricane risk are rewriting the map. We're counting down 9 hotspots where locals say the dream no longer pencils out, and where they're going instead. One city jumped from move-in darling to move-out list. Another? Insurance can rival the mortgage. Stay with me, because the 4th city will make you rethink that ocean view listing, and the last one explains why the Carolinas and Texas keep snagging your neighbors. Number 1, Miami. Miami sells the glow-up. No state income tax. Sunrise workouts on South Beach, rooftop, everything. Then the invoice arrives. Rents sprinted past paychecks. Premiums jumped after tighter inspections and new hurricane models. Suddenly, life feels like an app with add-ons you never signed up for. Here's the thing. Median rents moved into big city territory. HOAs boosted reserves for structural fixes. Flood maps widened, and lenders noticed. Service workers now start their day on I-95 from Broward because Miami wages don't meet Miami bills. 2025 trend lines show outbound spikes. Some buildings saw insurance quotes double year over year. Movers report boxes heading inland or cheaper Sunbelt. The math broke. Culture builders are tapping out. So, what happens when the middle ground across the state hits the same wall? Number 2, Tampa. Tampa was the pandemic golden child. Jobs popping, Riverwalk shining, prices that felt sane. Then 2025 showed up with a bill. Traffic got vicious. I-275 crawls. The Howard Frankland turns a 20-minute plan into a 70-minute reality. Builders cranked out new homes, but insurance and rising taxes ate the deal. Families and retirees started circling inland Polk County or eyeing exits. Here's the thing. Pods ranked Tampa Bay number 16 for move-outs in 2025. Local movers say outbound bookings nearly doubled over the summer, with steady flows to the Carolinas and Texas. Hurricane nerves plus premium shock changed priorities. Tampa flipped. Predictable costs beat bay views. If cost and congestion can dent Tampa, what happens in a capital city built on government jobs and oaks? Number 3, Tallahassee. Tallahassee sells calm and value, oak shade, agency jobs, Saturdays at Doak. Sounds steady. But here's the catch. That cheap 70s ranch? The binder lands and nukes the budget. Older roofs and wind credits matter. Inventory swung, sellers got bold, and then appraisals and property taxes crept up. The price on Zillow isn't the price you live with. Real deals are getting torpedoed. A $2,000 mortgage paired with an $1,800 windstorm quote is now a thing. Buyers pivot to newer builds on the fringe or jump to Georgia border towns where premiums don't eat dinner money. Statewide pressure hit inland too. Agents talk about walkaways after shock quotes. Stability was the promise. Line item risk is the reality. And if inland bites, the Gulf stings. Number 4, Cape Coral. Cape Coral was the affordable waterfront fantasy. Canals behind the house, a little boat, sunsets on repeat. Then the premium stack hit. Wind plus flood went vertical, and for some owners, the annual policy started flirting with or beating the monthly mortgage. Let that sink in. Post-hurricane rebuild cycles spiked materials and labor. Carriers bailed, choices shrank, and quotes climbed. Buyers now get grilled on elevation, new flood zones, and mitigation. Impact glass, roof clips, higher foundations that detonate budgets. Regional reports show Southwest Florida softening with high inventory. Realtor.com projects around a 10% dip in 2026 for Cape Coral to Fort Myers, with fewer Canadian buyers and snowbirds pulling back. A dock stops being a perk and becomes a liability line. Slide up the coast and the suburban remix begins. Number 5, Port St. Lucie. Port St. Lucie sold the starter home dream. Newer builds, family vibe, solid schools. You could get a yard and not live paycheck to premium. That was the pitch. But here's the catch. Growth outran roads. I-95 and the turnpike bottleneck like clockwork. Insurance climbed. Affordability shrank fast. First-time buyers watch rate buy-downs get erased by renewals that feel like a car payment. HOA master policies jump, dues follow, and resale contracts stall after 4-point inspections trigger roof, electrical, and wind mitigation punch lists. 2025 trends say premiums keep squeezing while migration spreads out. Movers report reroutes to Georgia, Tennessee, and cheaper Florida interior spots where carry costs chill. Families bail. They want a backyard and a second car without adding a gig. Head north and inland, and the fine print gets louder. Number 6, Deltona. Deltona sells you the loophole. Orlando access without Orlando pricing. You get the square footage. You sign up for the drive. Sounds efficient, right? But here's the catch. Tolls stack, fuel spikes, premiums climb. Older ranches need roofs, panel swaps, and wind mitigation just to qualify. That cheap mortgage gets ambushed by add-ons. Add tolls plus gas plus insurance and you're flirting with the payment on a smaller townhome closer to work. Remote and hybrid schedules expose the trade. When you're not downtown 5 days a week, the location stops making sense. In 2025, more people chased lower total cost in inland states, while inspections on 15 to 20-year-old roofs triggered hikes. The deal only works if everything behaves. It rarely does. Many cash out and bounce. Now shrink the metro size and the cost spiral gets weirder. Number 7, Sebring. Sebring sells you lakes, tea times, quiet nights, and a price tag that looks shockingly low. It's old Florida charm with coupons. Sounds like a win. But here's the catch. Healthcare capacity is thin for anything complex. Higher paying jobs are scarce, so wages lag while premiums still bite. Summers feel like living in a toaster, and the power bill spikes to match. On a fixed income, renewal season hurts. Roof age rules and wind credits decide your fate, and every errand needs a car. Statewide premium pressure doesn't skip inland, and inventory surges elsewhere reset pricing expectations. Retirees whisper about cooler summers and lower insurance up in the Carolinas. So Sebring stays cheap on paper, yet recurring costs and limited services push people out. Swing back to the Gulf Coast, where inventory rewrites expectations. Number 8, Northport. Northport looked like a cheat code. Fresh roofs, tidy subdivisions, builder incentives, and a payment that felt doable. That boom delivered keys fast. But here's the catch. Premiums climbed anyway because the map, not the shingle, sets risk. Inventory ballooned, days on market stretched, and post-storm repair queues dragged as contractors booked out. Even simple fixes turned into wait lists. Newer homes didn't shield wallets. HOA master policies jumped, dues followed, and rules piled on. Resales wobbled as listings stacked up. CBC/Herald Tribune coverage flagged Southwest Florida softening, with projections pointing to declines across the Northport to Sarasota corridor. Movers keep routing clients to Texas or Tennessee for bigger homes with lower carrying costs. When your new build equals San Antonio money without hurricane riders, you relocate. Next up, the retiree jewel feeling the sharp end of the paradise tax. Number 9, Naples. Naples looks flawless. Sugar white beaches, golf carts lined up at brunch, linen everywhere. It's luxury on autoplay. But here's the catch. Prices sit sky high. Then you stack insurance that stings and HOA or club dues that read like a second mortgage. Seasonal hiring pushes labor costs up, and finding a contractor in peak season feels like waiting for a celebrity chef. Delays add months and money. Here's the thing. 6-figure club buy-ins. Special assessments for coastal resilience. Stormproofing turns a simple reno into a boutique project. Inventory is swelling as snowbirds pull back. CBC reports fewer Canadians chasing Southwest Florida, and regional forecasts flag softening ahead. Plenty of retirees pivot to the Carolinas or North Georgia for cooler weather and manageable premiums. Naples still dazzles. Time to connect the dots on where everyone goes next.